the Active Universities Fund actually funding this whole recreational programme. People can play sport at whatever level they want.
The idea of it is that it's all on offer, so people are taking part in something every week. There was that flexibility to be able to chop and change, whereas this gives them an opportunity to actually say, well, yes, I'm a beginner, but I do want to give it a go, and they're not put off by those sporty students.
We've tried to do many unique activities over the new to sport time. We've done chook ball, we've done dodgeball, then wheelchair basketball, goal ball, so we've really tried to do a diverse range of activities for them.
We can offer activity for £1 where they can turn up to any campus, whether it's University of Nottingham campus or Nottingham Trent campus. They can then get involved.
The funding that Sport England have provided has had dramatic impacts on the physical activity levels and participation rates within universities.
Rather than there being an assumption that one size fits all, now we can start to say, OK, you want to play sport at a particular time, in a particular way, at a particular level of competition, and we can now facilitate that and put it on.
So we have quite a gap in our sporting offer, so we don't really do much for our semi and non-sporty students. This gives us an opportunity from their investment strategy, so we're able to deliver programs for that population.
The Active Universities programme has really enhanced sort of participation at Warwick. We've got 23,000 students and nearly half of them are members of Warwick Sport now.
Students have loved particularly the UV events. It's a good way to get into sport, maybe if you're not sporty. It makes it feel a little bit like a nightclub.
Making friends from all over campus, all different degrees. You'd never meet half of these people before.
You learn new skills. You actually learn how to play the sport.
I definitely think I would have dropped out of university if I wasn't part of a sports club, and it definitely helped me find a sense of belonging.
The difference in myself since I started doing exercise is ridiculous. I can get up earlier, I have so much more energy, I can concentrate more on my studies. It's something that I can't imagine my life without now.
Many universities are investing back into those volunteers by putting them on leadership courses, putting them on coaching qualifications.
I've managed to get my level 1 and 2 coaching course, which they've been kind enough to pay for, and then I've been able to deliver back a better service to the students.
Taking part in sport, running sport, leading in sport, volunteering in it, actively contributes positively to students' employability.
I think that they pick up skills that make them ready for work.
Gets you on a level where you understand how to speak to different people, strategies, logics, everything like that. So it really gives you a good overview of the skills that you need to be employed.
It really helps my CV because I need a lot of experience to go on the PGC, so it was really competitive. So it gave me that extra sort of additional, oh, I've also done this.
I'm really proud but also quite humbled by what I've seen going on in the university sector over the last few years. We said we'd work with them, we said we'd fund them, but what they had to give us was more people, more students playing sport, and that's just what they've done.
We're able to do another round of investment. We hope that'll further increase the numbers of participants by about 160,000 new students.
And now it's built a real foundation that's enabled us to move forward, and now it's become a permanent part of the Love for Sport pathway.
Through our investment, students and universities have become really innovative about how they've designed their sport programmes to attract more students to play sport.
It's really been about understanding the student demand, delivering what students wanted and making it fit in with their lifestyle. That's been the fundamental change, I think.
What Sport England is about is helping people create a sporting habit for life. We've put, through Active Universities, £8 million into the sector to help them widen the offer. People just participating for fun, for their health, maybe to build friendship groups at universities, and that's what we've been investing into.
I've been doing the Sports Activator with volleyball, and it's just weekly free sessions for people to go and play.
It can be so intimidating. I know the first time I wanted to go to some of the classes, I thought, everyone's going to be so good and I'm going to be so scared and I'm going to be so awful. And I got there and it's not like that at all.
I mean, university gives you loads of possibilities, not only career perspectives, but you try out new things, and this is what uni is about. And I think everyone should just join in and come and try out new things.
I'm not traditionally like the most exercisey type of person, but this was just kind of completely left field, a bit crazy, that wasn't competitive, that you didn't have to be like overly skilled, that you could just go for it.
It's something different, so people, there's a bit of hype around it and people get involved and kind of forget that they're doing sport and getting active.
Studies can be really stressful, so sports is definitely one of the other ways for you to, just de-stress and have some fun at the same time.
I think it's good that students get more for their money by doing this sort of thing, obviously with the tuition fees rising.
It's really good to actually get out, run around. It's nice to have something a bit more casual that you can train up to, you can have a bit of fun with friends.
It keeps me fed, it allows me to meet other people.
It's a really fun thing to do on a day like this when it's sunny, and if it rains, well, you're going to get wet anyway, so all the stuff that happens.
Never meet half of these people before, and I think getting to meet different people is really good for me and just widening my social circle.
People are in the library for 12, 14 hours a day, and just to get out, get an hour, 2 hours of exercise is really beneficial.
Come with a full university experience, so it's nice to be able to do stuff outside of library work or outside of uni work.
You can just come and join the people, you don't have to be a professional athlete.
A lot of people coming in because all the activities are passing the word around, come play, it's great fun.
There's many students here that would never have been coached in sport. I think it's really great to deliver a professional coaching experience.
It's always good to let your hair down and mess around at the end of the day.
It's become part of my life now, so to not do it is kind of unthinkable.
Officials, Paralympic sports fans from all over the world. Dobry večer. Dobro pozdravovat Vysočí.
Jade Etherington into the silver. Spectacular medal for Great Britain.
I can't believe it's silver, it's crazy.
Marie Bochet has done it again. Gold medal number 4.
Fantastic curling from Great Britain.
It's gold for Annie Schaffelhuber of Germany. Ben Sneesmith surely is the future of British Paralympic sit skiing. What a spectacular Paralympic winter debut. She's come to these 11th Paralympic Games for experience. Millie Knight, sensational.
Akiva is the toast of the Canadian Paralympic team. Hayley Nielsen, fantastic stuff from the Great Britain scoot, just perfect.
This is Jade Etherington. Every time this young lady takes to the piste, she has picked off a medal. Oh, Jade Etherington into the silver.
5 is Danny Harcock, 6 Megan Beach, 7 Gwen Pratt, 8 Bethan Lewis, 9 Karis Lloyd, 10 Beth Lewis, 11 Bethan Jones, and 12 and captain is Alicia Butchers. Only 2 Joneses in the Welsh team, I'm impressed with that. Not too many crazy Welsh names I would sort of like to see. So South East versus Wales West will be the first game, due to get underway any minute now.
Good afternoon and welcome to the start of the Rugby Sevens event here at the Sainsbury's 2015 School Games. Welcome to the Armitage Centre in Manchester, one of 9 venues across the city hosting this year's School Games. I'm Josh Murray and welcome to the live stream of the Rugby Sevens event here, as I mentioned, at the Armitage Centre. Just a couple of minutes till kick-off in the first game of this year's girls event, South East of England against West Wales. That will be kicking off just very shortly. But if this is your first time watching the stream here at this year's Sainsbury's 2015 School Games, just a little bit of information for you if you're not sure exactly what it is. There'll be over 1,600 young boys and girls competing in a multitude of events, a lot of Olympic and Paralympic events. This, of course, being seen as the as sort of the stepping stone to the Olympics and Paralympics. So the events being competed in across the city, as mentioned: fencing, rugby sevens here, gymnastics, hockey, athletics, cycling, judo, swimming, table tennis, volleyball, wheelchair basketball and wheelchair tennis. So if you're sort of round about the city and fancy getting down to any of them and could get hold of some tickets, then we will hope that you can make your way down. Just hearing that there could be a short delay with the kick-off of the first game, today's Rugby Sevens, but hopefully not too long. But while there is a small delay, we'll introduce you to the two squads for the first game. So for the South East of England squad, Sophie Tandy will wear the number 1 shirt, Jess Breach is 2, Boo Wadhams 3, Morgan Freeman 4, Rosanna Moynihan 5, Olivia Owman 6, Eleanor Perry 7, Holly Brando 8, Taz Bricknell is 9, Zoe Harrison 10, Sarah Byrne is the captain for South East 11, and Rosie Galligan wears the 12 shirt for West Wales. Katie Thicker 1, Megan Whittaker 2, Carly Jones 3, Katie Powell 4, Dylan Alcock is 5, Megan Beach wears 6, 7 will be worn by Gwen Crabb, Bethan Lewis is 8, Caris Lloyd 9, Beth Lewis 10, Bethan Jones 11, and Ailish Butchers, the captain for West Wales, wears the number 12 shirt. See the two sides starting to line up in the tent to the left of the field here at the Armitage Centre, so hopefully not too much of a delay. The games will be coming to you hopefully very, very shortly. 4 games here on the first day of the event here, as the 2 sets of teams run out on to the pitch. Wales West in red and South East in yellow here. The first of 4 games to be played today: South East versus Wales West, North England against Ireland, South West England against East Wales, and the Midlands will take on Scotland in the final game of today. Plenty of action across the weekend. This, as we mentioned, the first day of action and the first game about to kick off. So it's going to be South East kicking off from right to left as we look at the pitch. The grandstand in the background, plenty of fans there. Referee for this first game, South East against Wales West, is Alex Thomas, Rhys Davies and Jack Walton. His touch judges, the kick goes out, but didn't travel 10 metres. So it's a free kick to West Wales. Katie Powell will tap and go here in the centre of the park for West Wales. Butchers, the captain, passes backwards, bounces a couple of times, but looking to ship it out to the far wing. Well tackled. And dummy on there. Butchers takes it and takes it brilliantly behind her back, and she might have the pace to go all the way here. Did brilliantly to hold on to that ball, but she's well scragged. The referee awards a penalty. Tackler not released by the looks of things, and Butchers then gets up and tries to take a quick tap penalty. The referee pulling her back, but West Wales captain there very quickly showing her talent, brilliantly taking the ball behind her back. Can they spark something here inside South East territory? Looking to ship the ball wide. That interception almost there from Sarah Byrne, the South East captain, but West Wales back in possession. Looking to ship it out left again here. Katie Thicker, can she find room? And there's a big gap in the defence, and she might make it all the way here, streaking through, and then the offload. And it is the first try of the tournament. And it's Dylan Alcock who gets it in the corner. All came about from the pace there of Katie Thicker, finding the gap, streaking through, and Alcock on hand brilliantly there to provide the support, and touchdown in the corner for the first try of the Rugby Sevens event here at the Sainsbury's 2015 School Games. Conversion attempt is missed there. Katie Powell. So the score 5-0 to West Wales with 5 minutes of the first half remaining here. Of course, Rugby 7's 2 7-minute halves. Short, sharp games which reflect the pace on show in the sport. Of course, should not forget that Rugby 7's will be making its bow, Olympic bow at Rio next summer. So it's a perfect stepping stone really for some potential stars of the future. Good kick-off, well taken though there by Byrne, and she's streaking clear here, the South East captain. Nobody to stop her, collected brilliantly, used her pace and power to get through, and she won't be stopped. Stops momentarily before touching the ball down. But we mentioned the speed of this game, and you could barely take a breath after the first try. And South East are back on the scoreboard, and skipper Byrne touches down to make it all square here. 5-all after 3 minutes of the first half. Conversion still to come, so South East looking to take the lead. Conversion attempt though missed. Doesn't have the accuracy or the power to make it over the posts. That's 5-all. Just about halfway through this first half here at the Armitage Centre. If you're just tuning in to the live stream of the Rugby Sevens event here at the Sainsbury's 2015 School Games, welcome. On a slightly cloudy afternoon in Manchester, the sun's just disappeared. The kick-off again from South East doesn't make it 10 metres. That's something that Zoe Harrison will be hoping to work on as the tournament progresses. And it means that for West Wales, Kaylee Powell can tap and go from the centre of the park again. Fanning out both sides, she looks to find a gap, sells the dummy and then uses her pace to get through the first tackle, brilliantly tackled. And in fact, it looks as if the ball was dislodged in the contact, which it was. Knock on. And a scrum down to South East England. Teams in the girls' tournament this year on show here, South East and West Wales. We also have the Midlands, South West, North, Scotland, Ireland and East Wales. Ball picked up there brilliantly, but the pass, the call wasn't quite the right one. South East looking to break out of their own half here now, potentially some pace here on the near wing. Would-be tackler misses the tackle, good handoff, and now it's number 2, Jess Breach, who picks up brilliant tackle there, but she gets up again and delivers the ball. But well shepherded into touch there. South East players trying to get up in support there for Jess Breach. She did well to gather the ball after being tackled originally. Shepherded well into touch here on this near touch line. So we see the first line out of this match. Just inside the West Wales 22. West Wales lift, and it's well carried out there. Powell with the throw, but she's well taken down by try scorer Byrne for South East. Ball almost lost there at the breakdown, but they'll recycle it. More they look to kick. Now it's a break here from Katie Thicker. She's still got support out wide, doesn't give the pass though, and that could be costly. Turnover at the breakdown potentially, but West Wales have possession back. Risky play inside their own 22. Now look how to break down the far side. The Leash Butchers, the captain for West Wales. She again is tackled though. A little bit of hesitation here, but they might have players over if they can use them. Not willing to kick. It's very rare you see kicks in sevens, and now they're hoping that Katie Powell can use her pace to break down this near touchline. Brilliantly scragged from Byrne, but the play continues. And she's in support again, Powell here. She seems to be everywhere. The offload though bounces back, and now Byrne takes it for England. Powell on the floor, and the referee making the right decision and stopping play with the injured player too near to play. So stoppage in play here momentarily. Katie Powell down. Hopefully she is okay. Quick reminder of the score, it's 5-all here with around 40 seconds of the first half, this first game to go. Wales there showing their attacking, West Wales showing their attacking intent. Stuck in their own 22 for several phases there, but not willing to kick the ball away. Keeping the ball in play, eventually breaking down this near touchline. Sarah Byrne, the South East captain, who has been everywhere, including getting the try to bring her side level. Making an important tackle. Powell then on her feet. Good to see, coming off the pitch. for West Wales. And we'll see scrum down on this near touchline. England with the put in. So the replacement for West Wales, Bethan Lewis, comes on for Powell. Taz Bricknell putting in for South East England. Good push by the West Wales, and they scrum, and they have turned the ball over here. And immediately Lewis is into play. And just as West Wales look to clear it out, they give away a penalty, and England potentially have players, South East England potentially with players over. But the referee says that the tap wasn't taken from the right position where the infringement was, which I think was he was right. And apologies for that. The scoreboard about a metre away from us there, I think, showing that buzzer saying it will be the last passage of play because time is up in the first half. Whether you can still hear my commentary, I'm not sure. You may be momentarily deafened, but England, South East have certainly not let that affect them. And Jess Breach races through a gap in the middle of the defence and touches down under the post with the final act of that first half. Potentially a bit of confusion in the West Wales ranks there because of that buzzer sound. South East acted brilliantly on it. But it's another misconversion in front of the posts, meaning the score will be 10-5 at the break there. It was just Breach who went through there for South East to score the second try for her side. So it's South East England 10, West Wales 5 at half-time in the first game of the Rugby Sevens event here at the Sainsbury's 2015 School Games. And a chance for both sets of players to catch their breath. Coaching teams trying to impart some words of wisdom. West Wales started that first half brilliantly at a high level of intensity, and first try the game came pretty quickly. It was Delyn Alcock who crashed over after some brilliant work on the far wing from Katie Thicker. But South East came back into it. Captain Sarah Byrne going over pretty much straight from kickoff. Gathered the ball brilliantly and broke through the defensive line, and then right at the death there of that first half, Jess Breach, living up to her surname, breaching the line of defence and going in under the posts to put her side 10-5 ahead at the half-time break. Referee calling both sets of players back in. Second half just about to get underway. Looks as if it will be Bethan Lewis for West Wales wearing the scrum cap, who will kick off the second half of the first game in the Rugby Sevens event here at Sainsbury's 2015 School Games. Kick driven low, difficult, but a brilliant pick up there from Breach for South East England, looking to ship it out to the left-hand side now. Bit of pace put into it, and potentially a player over. Brilliant pick-up, or it looked like it would be, but then just knocked on as Sophie Tandy looked to try and break through. If she had caught it, potentially she had the pace to get away from the West Wales defence, but the red-shirted girls getting across well, not giving their opponents any time. Knock on, and it will be a West Wales scrum, just in front of the South East 10-metre line. 10-5 here at the Armitage site. The first game of 4 today in the Girls Rugby Sevens event. Jam-packed schedule tomorrow before the knockouts and finals on Sunday brings the event to a close. Good push by South East England, but the referee wants the ball to be reset. Sun has well and truly disappeared here from Manchester. Hopefully it will be out again soon. Certainly isn't affecting the attacking rugby from both sides though, and South East England do well to win a penalty from the scrum, and now they'll look to break it. It's Breach here and potentially has a player over, steps inside and then out, but the pass is looped behind the onrushing attacker, and it's turnover now by West Wales, and they'll look to spark a counter-attack from just inside their own half. Referee shouting for no hands, and now a chance for Eilish Butcher, the captain, to break. Good step inside by her support runner, and still the run coming here now. The defender does brilliantly well to get back, and Katie Powell back on the field was the one breaking through. Well picked up there, though, by the South East defender, but it's brilliantly turned over, and a bit of dilly-dallying there from Morgan Freeman has allowed West Wales to turn the ball over again. Powell in midfield, she's been everywhere again since coming back on, but brilliantly defended by South East captain Byrne. Referee though sees no advantage, and a penalty for offside on the South East 22. Butchers taps and takes it, looks for support. The pass though is a sloppy one, and the ball just rolls out of play. And a good, strong attacking platform for West Wales goes begging there. 4.5 minutes of the second half remaining. Still South East leading 10-5. Bit of a delay with the line out, but it's taken short and well gathered, and good move by England here to try and break out of their 22. Zoe Harrison is into the tackle, and now they want to ship it out wide. It's a brilliant supporting run here from Byrne, and she sells a dummy outrageously and potentially has the pace to go all the way. It's Kaylee Powell who's trying to track her back. Two of the focal points of this game. Has Byrne got the pace into the 22? She's got support there, and that should be another try for England, and it will be. Brilliant support line run there from Sophie Tandy. It was Captain Byrne who made the hard yards. An outrageous dummy in the middle of the park. Pace carried her most of the way. So important in sevens though to always have a support runner. And the support runner that time for South East was Sophie Tandy, who touches down in the corner to stretch South East's lead to 10 points. They need 15-5 now. Conversion still to come here from number 10, Harrison. It's 2 from 2 so far. That looks a better attempt. Still drifts wide. Good contact. The 2 points not forthcoming, but a strong lead here for South East now. 3 minutes to go. Still a long time in rugby sevens, but South East at the moment heading for an opening victory at this year's Sainsbury's 2015 school games. And a restart will come from Harrison as well. South East kick up into the air. This is a better one, and West Wales not really sure what to do, but it's well taken by Bethan Jones out wide, but the South East defence covering across well. Two tacklers dragging Jones into touch. Line out for the yellow shirted side, and the clock ticking down for West Wales now. 2 minutes 15 left for them to score 2 tries to drag themselves back into the game. They started so strongly, but South East captain Sarah Byrne with a couple of game-changing moments. The try immediately after the West Wales score, and then just a moment or so ago we saw her brilliant run, but it's a penalty to West Wales now. Still time to change the outcome of this game, but they have to act quickly. Replacement Bethan Lewis will take the tap, runs straight at the defence, but then brings it out wide. Is there space? They do have an overlap. That looked like it was knocked on by a South East player, but there is room out here, is there? The pass doesn't go all the way though. Dellen Alcott couldn't gather it, the try scorer, but the referee bringing it back for a deliberate knock-on here. And West Wales with another chance to try and stage an attack from deep. Captain who takes the tap, looking to shift it to this near side again, but the pass is not really going to hand at the moment. Thicker can't gather it, but she does on the rebound, but then knocks it on in contact, and in South East potentially have people over. Harrison is well taken down. Did she lose it in the contact? Referee says no, so they'll play on, and there's an overlap here potentially if Jess Breach can get through. Referee deciding there was a knock-on, and now a raft of replacements for both sides. It's roll-on, roll-off substitutes here at the Rugby Sevens event, which is only going to add to the pace and drama, you imagine. Both sides making the most of roll on, roll off. 30 seconds or so remaining in this game, and I think it's safe to say that South East have wrapped up the first win of the tournament. 15 points to 5 they lead. West Wales with a put into this scrum. It will take some score from this deep to bring them back into contention later on, and indeed South East turning over, and they have players over. Still a chance. Harrison sells the dummy and then goes through the tackle. A brilliant score to wrap up the win for South East. Not sure whether you heard that, probably did, because it's piercingly loud. Conversion missed, but that buzzer does signal the end of the game. 20 points to 5, the final score. South East pulling clear in the end. West Wales started so strong. They got the first try through Delyn Alcock, but after that it was a lot of possession for South East. They made the most of it, and the yellow-shirted side scoring 2 tries in each half, including 1 at the end of both periods, to run out 20 points to 5 winners in the first game of the Girls Rugby Sevens event here at the Armitage Centre. Strong start for South East. They win 20 points to 5. Same with the sport itself. There is little time to take a breath in the Rugby Sevens event here, and the second game of the afternoon will kick off momentarily. That is North England against Ireland here on the central pitch at the Armitage Centre. Quickly run through the squads for both sides. North, who will be playing in purple, have Eloise Hayward at 1, Caris Marsh is 2, Kelly Smith 3, Tanya Donkin is 4, Tyne Jenkinson 5, Imogen Curl 6, Charlie Wilcox 7, Bella Young 8, Laura Perrin 9, Holly Aitchinson 10, Ellie Kildun 11, and Rachel Woozy is the skipper, and she is 12, so pink or purple, whatever you want to call it. North and Ireland in their usual green. Neem Durran is 1, Melly Scuffilm Cave is 2, Robin Gleeson 3, Sabrina Kennedy 4, Chloe Blackmore, the skipper, is 5, Vicky Graham 6, Kate English 7, Shannon Tollehay 8, Brittany Hogan 9, Amir Corrie 10, Yvonne O'Shea 11, and Mary Hopkins wears 12. It's North to kick off, as ever. No time to catch your breath. Rhys Davies, the referee here, Paul Adderley and Kieran Bowerbank, his touch judges. Kick-off taken deep into Irish territory. And the green shirted side looking to run it back, and brilliantly done early on. But it might have been turned over at the breakdown there. That's brilliant work there from the North number 3, Kelly Smith. But Ireland have the ball back again, and it's the skipper looking to shift it out now. She gets it out, Chloe Blackmore, and she has a bit of room. The captain cutting inside and out, well tackled, but sucking in North defenders. And now trying to bring it out quickly, moving forward really. But Gleeson looking out to Hopkins, who then ships it back, and it's knocked on from both sides, I think it was, and the referee agreeing. The first knock on coming from Ireland, so it'll be a scrum down, pink/purple ball, whatever colour you think that is. North with the put in. Caris Marsh will be the player to put the ball into the 3-person scrum. And potentially a first attacking platform for North England. See what they can do with ball in hand. Well won, and it's shipped out now to the right. They've got players running left and right, but it's the number 10 who goes with it, and then it's a brilliant run here from Tanya Donkin. Does she have the speed to make it all the way? Ships it back inside as she's tackled. And although the offload didn't go to hand, North still have possession with Curl, and now if she can gather it, it's going to be a try for Captain Woozy in the corner, and she gets it a bit closer to the post as well. She did well to pick that up in front of her, almost knocked it on, Captain Woozy leading by example to open the scoring for North. And an opening score of the tournament for her and her side. Puts them 5-0 up to 2 minutes of the first half here. Conversion won't be an easy one. Holly Aitchison to take it. Good contact, looks good to me, and we have the first successful conversion of the tournament. An impressive one there from Aitchison, stretches North's lead to 7. 7-0 after about 2.5 minutes of the first half here, and she races back to the halfway line to take the restart. High into the sky, not backwards I believe, and it was, referee agrees so. And so Scuffield Cave can try and break, but she's going sideways and brilliantly tackled again. This North defence not giving Ireland any time to try and find gaps, but maybe they will here. Kate English did well to break through the tackles, but she couldn't get clear through and knocks it on in the tackle. So another scrum to North England. They did well from the first one. A couple of phases and scored back in the left-hand corner. It's more central. What can they do with it? Marsh feeds. Ireland push well. Reset. And Ireland scrum half getting around really quickly and forcing a mistake, but Aitchison does brilliantly to sell the dummy and step through. And now can North bring it back to this side? It's Smith who ships it on brilliantly, and the speed of Tanya Donkin is too much for the Ireland defence. It looked as if they had her, but she put the afterburners on from just outside the 22, and there was no stopping Donkin there. North have their second try, and they lead 12-0. Aitchison with a conversion from almost identical spot to her first. She was successful with that one. And an even better strike second time round, bisects the post perfectly. 14-0 now to North. 2.5 minutes of the first half remaining. Ireland will just want to get a bit of possession. Try and put some phases together, see what they can do to get themselves on the scoreboard. Another good restart from Aitchison, and it's not gathered there, and it's brilliantly picked up by Charlie Wilcock. And does she have the speed to get away? Brilliantly tackled, potentially high, but she stands up again and scores another try for North. Barely have time to breathe. That was brilliant pick up there by the number 7, Wilcock. Race clear, brilliant covering tackle to be fair by Ireland, but Wilcock had the awareness to get up, step inside and touch down, stretching out to stretch her side's lead. Aitchison wayward with this conversion, but another difficult one. And North now 19 points clear. It's 19-0 with 1 minute 20 remaining in the first half, and just need to be careful this doesn't become one-way traffic. Kicking to the same direction, well picked up though this time by Emma, and she might be able to go through here, Corrie. She's got a lot of speed, and that is a fantastic try. Individual try of the tournament so far from Emma Corrie, who goes in under the posts for Ireland's first try of the tournament, and what a response for Ireland. Corrie there wasn't able to gather the ball from the previous restart, but she did with this one, and despite the would-be tacklers, she backed her speed on the far touchline, racing clear and in under the posts. stretching the score. Long restart, might go all the way. North have possession, so this will be the final play, and it's a brilliant dummy. Seeing a bit of a gap in the Ireland defence, and nobody is going to catch Aitchison. She's been brilliant all game, a couple of fantastic conversions there, the hitch kick to find the space, and then the turn of pace from halfway to race clear for North's fourth. Can Aitchison convert her own try? Yes, she can. Brilliant. End to the half for North. Half-time score here, 26 points to 5. North with 4 tries. Ireland with a brilliant individual effort from Corrie. Emma Corrie breaking down the far side, but then Aitchison responding brilliantly with an individual effort of her own. And it's 26 points to 5 at half-time in this second clash today. 2 more games to come your way after this one. Southwest clash with East Wales next, and then Midlands v Scotland rounds up the first day of play. Much more to come your way tomorrow here from the Armitage Centre, kicking off at 10 AM. South East, who we saw beat West Wales just before as they take on North, who currently look a very strong outfit themselves. So that one could well be one worth tuning in for. West Wales take on Ireland after that. Southwest clash with the Midlands, and then East Wales take on Scotland. That's all in the first hour or so tomorrow morning. So make sure you're watching the stream for then. But before then, still plenty of sevens to bring you this afternoon here from Manchester. As we said, just one of the 9 venues across the city which are hosting events in the 2015 Sainsbury School Games. Ireland with the restarts as they look to claw their way back into this game. Well gathered there by North number 3, Kelly Smith. Spilled in the contact. Can they recycle it right? Aitchison goes for the kick. A rare decision in sevens, and putting pressure on Corrie, and then brilliantly tackled. Can Corrie recycle? Ireland can. They look to bring it now. There's a bit of a blindside, potentially an overlap, but a brilliant tackle there on Kate English. And can they ship it back right now, the Irish? Passes going a little bit astray, but they've got it out to the wing, and now it's a case of pace against power, and it's Marie Hopkins who goes clear. She's brilliant tracking back there from North, and knocked on in the offload. Frustrating for the Irish. That was a fine attack. But so often in Rugby Sevens, all about that covering defence, and North getting back to make the tackle. And the offload from Hopkins, not going to hand, knocked on. So a North scrum here. A couple of replacements. Try scorer Wilcock off, being replaced by Tyne Jenkinson. As we mentioned, it's a roll-on, roll-off replacement here. North looking to attack from deep again. Corrie with a good tackle on Donkin, the try scorer, and it's turned over in the tackle by Corrie. Now Ireland can break here down the near side, and potentially there is room. A good step inside from Scoffham Cave. Has she got the pace inside and out? Again, the North defence getting back. But Ireland with possession in some decent bit of space here. Gleeson now, can she find room? Brilliant double tackle there from North. Physical in the extreme, completely legal, and it just put the pressure on Gleeson, who didn't release possession and gave away the penalty. North a little bit indecisive from that penalty, and they've invited the defence on, but Aitchison with another fine step, and now it's room for replacement. Rachel Woozy, who goes clear to score another for North. The skipper has another in under the post. And North stretching their lead even further. 31 points to 5 with Aitchison stepping up to take the conversion, a simpler one than some of the ones she's knocked over earlier in the game. And she obliges with the extras. 33 points to 5 now. 4 minutes left in the second half here. Ireland with a few really strong phases of play, but some powerful tackling and good work in the turn in the breakdown, winning the turnover, earning the penalty, and Woozy then breaking clear for North, who look a strong outfit at the moment. 33-5 with 3.5 minutes left to play. Fantastic hit, but the offload coming just in time as Ireland look to break now down the far side with O'Shea. Breaking through one tackle and then two, and Mairead Hopkins here might have the pace to get away this time. She used her strength. It's a one-on-one situation. Can she get there? She's got support, but she won't need it, I don't think. She crawls over, and the referee does award the try. Fine score from the Irish there. Mairead Hopkins it was. And a try from either flank for the Irish, showing their individual ability, a power to break through the tackle from Hopkins, followed up by the speed to get clear. Tackled on the line, but then just having the energy to get up and dot the ball down. Wilcott back on for North. Changes left, right and centre. It's getting hot again here, so energy levels being sapped, but Ireland doing well to get themselves back into the game. 33 points to 10 now, North lead in the second of 4 games here at the Rugby Sevens event in Sainsbury's 2015 school games. Ireland with the restart again as they look to try and peg North further back. Good restart, but well gathered there by Perrin for North. Good offload as well, gets it clear to Young, who again offload. Good ball retention here and keeping the ball alive, sucking Ireland defenders in, and Perrin has it again. This time though, takes it to ground, and Ireland very quickly over, and the referee agreeing that the ball wasn't released by the North player, and Ireland have a penalty. Tapping quickly and going down this near side, and it's out now to Corrie, who's had the pace to get clear once. She does well, gets the ball away in the offload. Did brilliantly well to get her hands free. But the offload just a little low around the shins of Brittany Hogan. And the number 9 just couldn't quite gather. She would have been in unchallenged if she had. Another substitution here, Corrie off to be replaced by Vicky Graham. Scrum down then to North, deep inside their own territory, but there's not enough time left for Ireland to really get back into this game, though they're pushing hard at this scrum, looking to turn the ball over, and the push through has forced the knock on from the North player. That was Eloise Hayward at the base of that set piece, couldn't gather. Testament to Ireland here, they've fought back really well, 33-5 down. Since the latest of those North tries, they've been completely on top, just giving themselves too much to do though, and that in part down to some brilliant North play at the end of the first half. Gleeson with the put in, the scrum sort of collapsing there, and the referee saying play on, but it put Gleeson under pressure. Good pick up though there, brilliant pick up from Kennedy, who looks to go through, gets the ball off, does she know? Frustration I think there for the Irish. Did have a couple of player overload there on the left hand touch line. There'll be time for one final play as that annoying buzzer goes off again. Fortunately, not sure there's anything that we can do to turn that off the scoreboard, so you might just have to keep your eye on the clock and potentially mute the stream just for a second or two when it comes to the end of play. Make sure to carry on tuning in though for the live stream here at the Rugby Sevens event at the Sainsbury's 2015 School Games. Ireland looking to add another try right at the end here. And Mairead Hopkins has a bit of room. She can give the ball now. It's well gathered, eventually juggled there by Hogan. But at the third time of asking, she gathers and has the pace to get in at the corner despite the covering tackle. And Ireland ending on a high here. Really good ball retention. Again, Hopkins has been at the centre of so much good Ireland play in this game. Getting the ball away, and replacement Hogan juggling the ball once and twice and then gathering and going in. Conversion attempt from Captain Blackmore drifts to the right, and that is the final play in the first game for both of these sides at the tournament. A good strong win for North England there. They'll be pleased with how they played, but Ireland doing brilliantly to fight their way back into the game. 33-15, the final score. So victories for South East England and North of England so far we've seen in the two games. A couple of really strong performances. Some standout individual performances as well, but plenty, I'm sure, still to come. If you want to get in touch on social media, as ever, please do. If you want to get in touch here and have your opinions read out on the live feed, the hashtag is #SSGRugby. Sainsbury School Games Rugby, of course, that. So the two hashtags, 2015 SSG or SSG Rugby. A couple of tweets coming in. Katie Story tweeted a few minutes ago. She said, big performance in from the North, leading at half-time, 33-5 against Ireland. Clearly impressed there by the North girls. Really, really strong performances there. Earlier, Stephanie Johnston tweeted, good luck to the Sevens girls representing Scotland at the School Games this weekend. #future, #talent. As ever, this event being seen as sort of the first stepping stone, really. So many Olympic and Paralympic events being on show this weekend across 9 venues in Manchester. And there's some very famous alumni from previous school games. The list goes on and on, really. Adam Peaty, of course, had an incredible World Swimming Championships for Great Britain recently, winning 3 golds, breaking a couple of world records as well to boot. Katrina Johnson-Thompson, Dina Asher-Smith, Johnny Peacock, Hannah Cockcroft. The list goes on and on of famous athletes that have competed across the events here. And potentially we are seeing some future Olympic stars here this afternoon. Of course, Rugby Sevens introduced for the first time next year's Rio Olympics. As we prepare for the next game here, South West against East Wales. South West in the orange kits, East Wales in the blue. East Wales look like they're ready to go. And just in case you didn't know that it was South West, they make sure you know there with that big chant, team huddle, and they get ready to go. So it'll be East Wales kicking off from right to left here. And it's number 9, India Babylon, who takes the restart. Brilliantly gathered over her head there by South West's Poppy Leach, and setting up passage of play just inside the South West half. Shipping it out, they don't have too many numbers, and it's number 7, Wolf, who gathers and takes it back into where her players are. Clever play there from the number 7. But the East Wales defensive line well set up here, and they're not allowing for any overlaps now. Testing the defence here is number 3, Chantal Miel, looking if the tacklers are up to the job, and they are, and South West at the moment just going backwards, but not panicking here. Recycling the ball well. Bradley there getting it out, and now shipping it out is number 10, Wallace. Still inside their own 22, but the recycling is very good, and now they might have a bit of room out on the left flank, but the offload goes to the ground, knocked on. frustration for South West, but that's a really promising first couple of moments there for East Wales. Tackling brilliantly, forcing the knock on. And they will have the put into the scrum on the far side a minute into this third clash. South East and North, the two victors so far, beating West Wales and Ireland respectively. Who's going to win this one? Brilliant tackle there from Bradley, getting straight down on the ball, but then the referee awards a penalty to East Wales, and it's War who looks to try and break through. Sophie War there. Now recycling, and they have potential here. Morris getting it out. And now number 8, Captain Morgan. Claire Morgan, the skipper, and now it's out wide, and the bouncing ball may help them here, and it looks as if there might be some speed in Hennessy's legs. Can she beat the last defender? Brilliant covering tackle, but she's got her side deep into the Southwest 22, but it's turned over on the floor, and now East Wales trying to get the ball into touch. Putting pressure on brilliantly, and it's number 4, Setchfield, who dives over the ruck, and in the end, Southwest just resort to kicking the ball, but it might not even go in touch here. It's going to stay in field, so pressure on Morgan, the captain, but she picks up well. Ships out great hands there from East Wales players. Babyllion gets it out, and now it's War. Sophie War, does she have the pace to get clear? Brilliant covering tackle. Can't quite get away, but it's all East Wales at the moment. You feel they'll be disappointed if they don't score a try from this passage. Free playing an advantage here, so it's a free play for the team in blue. Stepped in by Truslove, and now they get the ball out. Southwest defenders throwing themselves over. There might be an offload here on this near side. If they can ship it out, surely it'll be a try. Ball goes in behind Hennessy, but she still has the pace to get there, surely. Brilliant opening score for East Wales there, making the conversion slightly easier as well. There was a sense of inevitability there. Brilliant defence from Southwest, you have to admit, hanging in there for so many phases. Twice it looked like the East Wales outfit were going to go clear, but eventually the numbers told on this near side, and Emma Hennessy had the turn of pace to get clear and score the first try. India Babyllion in the scrum cap takes the conversion, scuffs it slightly, drifts short of the posts. So East Wales have a 5-0 lead halfway through this first half. Southwest just gathering under the post momentarily, potentially strategising on what they'll do next. Struggled to break out of their own half so far. Rowan White, the Southwest captain, made a couple of try-saving tackles there for Southwest, should be mentioned, but wasn't able to do so for a third time, and it looks as if East Wales might have turned the ball over on the floor here. They have, and so as Southwest regather it, they've done so illegally. It's a penalty to East Wales, really looking to turn the screw here. They've been very impressive so far. So tap and go from Setchfield, gives it in to Truslove, and now they have a bit of room. Good covering tackle there, not allowing the play to build up. And there's just a bit of hesitation there from Babyllion, but she's done brilliantly to get the ball back on the ground, and Hennessy has room out wide again if the offload can come. Ball goes to ground, but it's still legal. War now taking it into contact. Good defence from Southwest, and I think they've earned the turnover here. They have done, and if they can ship the ball wide, they might have an overlap, but now it's lost forward, and Hennessy is clear on the left, and so is Sophie War. And East Wales stretch their lead. Southwest potentially had the chance to clear, but they were trying to keep ball in hand, as is the norm in Rugby Sevens. Maybe that was the time to just hack it clear or ship it wide. They didn't, they were turned over. Hennessy and War both had plenty of room out here. It was War who took the ball, ran over, and East Wales lead 10-0 with a missed conversion. Southwest yet to get out of their half. That's something they'll want to change pretty quickly, but with East Wales sending the restarts deep, this one a bit shallower, and actually might allow the East Wales players to gather their own kick, and they do so brilliantly. Pavilion. It was getting down, no it wasn't, sorry. But it was knocked on. So Southwest will have a scrum on the 10-metre line and a platform to attack from with less than a minute remaining in this first half. Turnover brilliantly. I don't think they realised they had turnover. The scrum continued and Southwest have actually made the most of that. First sense of an overlap. We might see Southwest in full flow. It's knocked on from the attack and back to square one. Rowan White, the captain there, I believe, knocking the ball on, so East Wales have the put in. They get it back brilliantly, very quickly, allowing them to use their backs. Scissor move there, and it's run in to contact by Hennessy. And Southwest have possession now, and the defensive line in disarray, and it's whether Millie Wallace has got the pace to go all the way. She's well tackled, but the offload this time a good one or not, says the referee. Ball set to go forward off the ground. And that's the half-time whistle. Southwest England, for the first time in the game, really breaking from deep and showing some attacking potential with possession, but that was a very impressive opening 7 minutes from East Wales, and they lead 10-0 at the break. Still one game to come then this afternoon from an increasingly sunny Armitage Centre here in the south of Manchester. East Wales leading 10-0 against Southwest here, as mentioned. Half-time break at the moment. Midlands against Scotland is the final game of today's play. Both of those making their bow in this year's competition. We mentioned a jam-packed schedule tomorrow before the finals on Sunday, so a lot worth sticking around for. And not just here at the Rugby Sevens, of course, we'd love you to stay with us, but there are live streams from so many of these sports going on across Manchester in the Sainsbury's 2015 school games. Judo, fencing, hockey, athletics, swimming, cycling, wheelchair basketball, wheelchair tennis, so much on offer. And potentially we are seeing some great British and Irish stars of the future, whether here on the rugby field or in any of the other disciplines across the city. Southwest will get us back underway here. They trail 10-0 and they'll need to have a bit more possession, if nothing else, if they are to get themselves back into the game, because East Wales dominated the territory and the ball in that first 7 minutes. Good restart, high and well gathered there from the East Wales number 2, Sophie Wara. Try score, of course, in that first half, and then ill discipline at the breakdown gives East Wales a chance to break from deep potentially. Sam Morris dilly-dallying inside and out, not sure what to go, but she's strong in the contact and takes 2 players to drag her down. And now it's Hennessy out wide. She's shown her turn of pace already this afternoon, and she doesn't need much of an opportunity to show it again. Puts the afterburners on to break clear of the Southwest captain in and under the post. And potentially that is the game clinching moment. There's still 6 minutes left of this second period, but East Wales showing they can be devastating on the break. And the conversion this time is good, just extending that lead ever so slightly, and making East Wales even more difficult to catch. Been very impressive here. Nothing against Southwest. They just haven't quite had enough possession to really make a statement in their first game of the tournament. Still time left, 6 minutes to go, so they have the time. as I keep saying, they need the possession if they're to really make an impact. Williams with the low restart. Oh, gathered there by the Southwest winger, who picks up a pace really well to take him to the contact. That was Abby Dow. And they do have a couple of players over here. The ball taking a bit of time to get out, but they can still use it. And is the overlap going to work here? Good handoff, brilliant covering defence there, and despite Anna Wolf getting the ball away, some brilliant working defence meant the offload didn't go to hand. And another handling error costing Southwest just as they look to break here. Babyllion will put in on this near touchline, just inside the East Wales half. Southwest pushing really well at the scrum. The referee stopping it. The safety. Sophie Ward going to ground there, no fault of her own, so the scrum will be reset. Southwest pushing really well at the scrum, and they've actually turned it over here, and potentially a break is on now here, and I think this is going to be the first Southwest try. It should be, it is going to be, it's Kat McNaney. And they're on the board, Southwest. They're racing back to the halfway line. They realise that they need to find some more points from somewhere. But that was opportunism from the Southwest number one. The ball turnover at the scrum. It just popped out, and she saw a bit of gap on the blind side. And living up to the number one, Emma Hennessy has shown some real fleet-footed talent this afternoon. And her opposing number, Southwest number one, McNaney, putting the afterburners on as well. Getting her side on the board here. It's 17-5, should I say, with 3 and a bit minutes to go. So there is still plenty of time if Southwest can gather from the restart. It's a brilliant hanging kick, and they really should gather it here. Ball all over the shop, but it is eventually gathered. Luff getting to ground, and they have the potential to get it out now, but East Wales defence very disciplined. They're not throwing players into the breakdown, but a couple of offloads, keeping the East Wales defence thinking, and now they've got the ball out here to Anna Wolf again, who doesn't have the pace to get clear, but recycling much better, and then it's intercepted. And does Morris have the pace to get away? She doesn't, but she's nullified that attacking threat from Southwest, and is potentially a game-changing moment there. Ball turnover again, though, this time in favour of Southwest. Blue and yellow shirts all over the shop here. Hard to see who's got possession, but it is still the Southwest England side. Stepped inside there, brilliantly from McNaney. The ball doesn't go to hand again, though. Babyllion is racing. It's 3 against 1, but she knows that if she can get there, she can't, though. Big tackle there as Wolf looked to break clear, and I think it might have been turned over in the contact. East Wales, have they got possession? They have. Can they use the element of surprise from the turnover? 30 seconds of very turgid rugby here. Ball going back and forth, and nobody could really get it clear. But the referee judging that there was some illegal play from Southwest. And now, can East Wales make the most of this penalty? They can't. McNaney turns it over. She's had a really good few minutes, and now there's a potential on the blind side here. Does she have the pace? It's number 6. It's Abby Dow, and she should do. Brilliantly tracked back, but she just has enough to get there. Flat out by the end. She had to snake her run. But again, a gap on the blind side opening up. And Southwest are clawing their way back in here late on, but they've given themselves a shot. 17 points to 10 now. The deficit just 7 points. It's a tough conversion to come. Dow doing brilliantly well to get clear there. She was fantastically tracked from East Wales number 5, Courtney Lewis. She had enough to get there. 17-0, East Wales had this one all wrapped up, but Southwest have shown some brilliant resilience. And with a minute, just under a minute to play, this game is not over yet. East Wales 17, Southwest 10. We're in for a dramatic final 30 seconds here. Good restart from McNaney, although it's not going to go 10. That was the wind that did that. It was a good kick that just hung in the air, and that was what did for it. So East Wales can tap and go from the halfway line. And if they can mind possession for the next 20 seconds or so, they've got the opening win of the tournament. Southwest doing well in the tackle, but Pinchin is there, who takes the ball into contact and holds on to it, wasting some precious seconds. Ball on the ground. The referee blows for a penalty. The buzzer means this is the final play. Can they make the most of it? Oh, dramatic final passage. It looked for a second there as if the Southwest England side were going to snatch it at the end. East Wales in possession from the penalty. I think it was Hannah Wolf who looked to intercept it. Had she got it, she may well have been clear in under the post to secure a draw. As it is, the ball went forward, the final whistle has been blown, and East Wales have clinched the closest game so far here in the tournament. East Wales 17, Southwest 10. Handshaking all around amongst the players and the coaches. That was an entertaining spectacle. 3 really good games so far, but that one the closest. East Wales dominating the first 7 minutes in the first half, scoring a pair of tries and not allowing Southwest out of their half. But despite that, the English side did brilliantly well in the second period to get back into the game. A couple of blindside breaks from McNaney and from Dow, dragging them back into the game, but just not enough at the end there. And East Wales on the scoreboard for the tournament. They join South East and North as victors so far. So the final game of the first day at the Armitage Centre here in the Sainsbury's 2015 School Games, the Rugby Sevens event, the girls' tournaments. We've seen South East beat Wales West, we've seen North beat Ireland, we've seen Southwest there just downed by East Wales in a cracker of a game. And Midlands take on Scotland here in the final game of the Friday's tournament. Tomorrow the girls will be back. There'll be plenty more action on show, and we'll start to work out who's going to be going through to the knockout stages. So quickly, the teams then. For the Midlands, Laura Bezic, 12, Rhiannon Donaghy will be 8, Chloe Andrews is 10, Ellie Turner 6, Laura Thomas 3, Rebecca Herring 1, Jessica Ball 2, Megan Varley 7, Lucy Atwood 5, Katie Gregory 11, Brooke Clark 4, and Sophie Hancock will wear the number 9 shirt. For Scotland, Melissa Scott is in the number 1 shirt, Nicola Howard number 2, Captain Louise McMillan is number 3, Rachel Shankland 4, Kirsty Reid 5, Katie McKay 6, Erin Watson 7, Nikki Simpson wears 8, Lisa Thompson is 9, Amy Watson is 10, Connie Griffiths is 11, and Chloe Hannant wears the number 12 shirt as both sets of players run onto the pitch here. So Midland in the light blue shirts, Scotland in their usual dark blue. Big shout there for Scotland from the players. They look really pumped for this one. Midlands still in their huddle. So light blue against dark blue, a little bit sort of an Oxford-Cambridge feel to it, this one. But it isn't, it's Midlands against Scotland in the final game of the first day's competition here at the Rugby Sevens event at the Sainsbury's 2015 School Games. Midlands to kick off in the first half, 7 minutes each way. I'm sure you're used to it now, you've seen plenty of it. There's Midlands number 8, Rhiannon Donaghy, who will get us underway here. Midlands defence up quickly, big tackle, but Scotland looking to break here, and it's a fantastic offload there. Number 5, Blackmore, the captain, has got it off, and potentially we have the first try. Great tackle back there, just as it looked as if the Scottish player was breaking free, and she couldn't get the offload away. Her hands were taken, but straight back up off the floor there is number 9, Brittany Hogan. She made the break and is back into contact. This time, though, potentially holding on to the ball on the ground as the Midlands players streamed over. First penalty of the game. Fantastic hands there on the far side from Midlands, but the ball goes to ground nonetheless. It was number 4, Brooke Clark, who twizzled and turned, but nothing really coming there. A couple of passes and then a knock on. Scotland will be pleased that they have possession back almost immediately. So Scotland put in on the far side. First scrum of the game. Safe and solid there. It was an opportunity now for Hogan. Put the middle defence on it quickly, and it's hard to know who's in possession, but Scotland have it back now, and hands out, offloads coming, and brilliant running there. Midlands tracking back, but Scotland patient in their build-up, finding the offloads when they come. Nicola Howard it was who's taking it in now. Fighting for the ball on the ground. I think Midland have turned it over at the breakdown again, but this time they've done so illegally. And Louise McMillan, the captain, looking to go quickly into contact, but brilliantly out of it again, and she offloads, and it should be the first try, or is it? Kirsty Reid, inches away from dotting down, but knocking on in the process of scoring. To be fair, I think a lot of the credit has to go for the Midland covering defender who slid in there at the last to keep this tie pointless for now. 2.5 minutes played. Midlands 0, Scotland 0. It's the Scots who are in control at the moment. They're defending this scrum, but 5 metres out will be hoping they can force a turnover, and they've pushed really strongly. Midlands, though, doing well to gain possession and kicking clear, but there could be room here for Kirsty Reid if she can gather. She can't, though. Tough ball around her ankles, and the Midlands now could break from deep. This would be a score against the run of play, but they do have the overlap now. Does she have the speed to get away? 2 Scottish defenders covering back, but I think she might get there, you know. What a run, and what a score. Such is the nature of rugby sevens. Scotland dominate for 2.5 minutes. A turnover, some resilience and some sheer speed. A fantastic score in the far corner. It's Rebecca Herring who has claimed the score. What a try that was. Potentially, that was the try of the game, the try of the tournament, should I say, so far. Conversion was a tough one and is missed, but despite being on their own try line for much of this game so far, it was Herring and the Midlands who were in the lead. 5 points to 0. Brilliant catch from the restart there, but ball knocked on. Scotland looked to start an attack. Nikki Simpson it was who rose highest and gathered the ball above her head. After a really promising opening 2 minutes or so, Scotland struggling now a little bit. Only 5 points to 0 down, but they'll want to put a few phases together again. Of course, they came so close to getting the game's opening try. Went over the line, but the ball was knocked on in the process of scoring, and Midlands have really rubbed salt in the wound there. Nice little pre-planned move here, could free up some room for Brooke Bradley. As it is, though, the ball goes to ground. It's well gathered, though, by Midlands number 7 in the scrum cap there, and now Lucy Atwood has got it down. That's a brilliant turn of speed from Rhiannon Donaghy, who gets up off her feet after being tackled. The referee bringing it back for an offside earlier in the move, but Donaghy there showing a real turn of speed, cutting a fine line. Coming in, but well defended. Midland looking to break again. Knocked on though. Some untidy play there from the side in light blue. Scotland will have the put in, and they would stand that test. Grandstand on the far side there, packed to the rafters almost. few empty seats at the back right, but other than that, showing the popularity of Rugby Sevens at the moment. The girls' events bringing the fans in their droves. I'm sure plenty of proud parents and guardians, friends and family here to watch. Lovely little set piece move again there, offload, and I think the ball went backwards, so the kick through could be legal. The referee disagrees with me. He's the man with the whistle in his hand, so it'll be another scrum and a scrappy passage of play the last few minutes. We're into the last 30 seconds or so, so you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to warn you for the buzzer sound, which is coming in a minute. I should start giving you a 5-second countdown, shouldn't I? So, last chance of the half for the Midlands. Jessica Ball will put the ball in. Scotland doing well to try and force a turnover, and they might do here with the ball on the ground, but the referee instead playing advantage for a penalty. Donaghy takes the ball to ground. It is a penalty, and the buzzer's going to come now. You were warned. So Midlands have one final chance in this first half. Donaghy causing problems, but it's out wide now again, and brilliant line slicing through the Scotland defence. Ball retention, brilliant. They're going through the phases. Scotland a bit narrow now. If the Midlands can get the ball out, there might be a second try. Can Herring get in? Instead, she cuts inside, trying to retain possession. Donaghy it is now, who gathers at the base of the ruck, runs straight and is tackled. Scotland putting man, if they're through legally, it's really well played there. Brilliant defence at the ruck. They can't do anything with it though, and that will be the half-time break. 5 points to 0. Midlands leads Scotland at the break. Just the one try. Rebecca Herring, a length of the field score. A cagey affair otherwise though. Scotland started well, came close to scoring actually in the opening 45 seconds or so. As it is, they trail at the break, but only by the single score, and you feel there is a dramatic end in sight here, but it's Midlands 5, Scotland 0 at half-time. So this is the final game. Just a reminder, the final game of the first day's play here in the Rugby Sevens event at the Sainsbury's 2015 school games, but do not despair, still 2 jam-packed days worth of play. Tomorrow we'll see the remainder of the pool games before it's reduced to knockout fixtures. We'll see some of them tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll be back on Sunday for the conclusion of the girls' tournament. And if the first few games we've seen today are anything to go by, well, it's well worth tuning in. If you can't come down here to the Armitage site in Manchester, then do tune in to our live stream. We'll be here tomorrow and Sunday, bringing you all of the action from the main pitch here. Hopefully the weather stays with us as well. It's a really sunny day here now, conducive to some fantastic attacking rugby, which we have seen for the most part. The last few minutes of that first half between Midlands and Scotland were slightly more cagey. A lot of turnovers, a few handling errors, but certainly no lack of passion. It's the Midlands who have the lead at the moment, but Scotland, as they started in the first half, will be hoping to put a marker down as well in the second. Erin Watson it is to put in. And she gathers from the base of the scrum, and she looks to go clear. Well tackled. But offload is a good one. But it's knocked on. Nicola Howard kept the ball in play. But again, the final pass just not quite going to hand for the Scots. Midlands 5, Scotland 0. 5 and 3/4 minutes to play. Now, very precise. Bit partridge of me there, so Midlands looking to break from deep, but it's knocked on in midfield, and a bit of football ensuing there as the team in light blue just looked to make sure that didn't go into Scottish hands, because had it done there, it probably would have been an equalising score for the Scots, but they have really dangerous territory now. Scrum about 10 metres out, pretty central. Setting up with all their backs to the left here. Nearest to us is Captain Chloe Blackmore on this left wing, but it's going to be... Oh, sorry, my apologies. Kirsty Reid on this right wing, but instead they're going to the right. It could be the equalising try, and it has been given. Erin Watson dots down this time. It looked for a moment as if there'd been a horrible, horrible replay of what we saw earlier and the ball being knocked on the line. Instead, Erin Watson did enough to get it down. She did brilliantly from a previous scrum, repeated it, dot left and then right, using the scrum as an object, going to the right of it, and it's a brilliant finish. Conversion is a fantastic one. Well, we saw potentially the try of the tournament so far earlier on. I'm going to mark that one down as the conversion of the tournament. Scotland leads 7-5. So Scotland 7, Midlands 5. Restart. Scotland gained possession. A few technical issues with the scoreboard, but it is down here on the pitch. It is Scotland 7, Midlands 5. Everything all sorted now. It's Midlands who have the line out just inside their own half. 3.5 minutes to play. I reckon that this one would be a tense finish, and at the moment it looks as if it will be. And Scotland look as if they may have turned possession over from the line out, but Midlands fighting for it on the ground. Referee deciding Scotland illegally interfering. Ship it out of here, ball straight into the chest, but it's knocked on. It was a hard pass straight at Midlands number 1, Rebecca Herring, who scored that fine try earlier. She couldn't take it. If she had done, she might have been thrown away there. We saw earlier what she can do when she goes clear, but instead it's a scrum to Scotland, who are just starting to regain the momentum in this match. A fast start, then we're pegged back. They lead though now, following that earlier try from Watson. And it is Watson at the base of the scrum who gathers here. Gives it off to Thompson. Taken into contact, offloads on the ground, goes backwards, but it also means Scotland are going backwards now. Have players over. Good little stop in and out there from Kirsty Reid, and she might have the speed to go all the way here. Brilliantly tackled by the Midlands number 3. She gets up again, Reid, but the Midlands turn it over. Apparently they knocked it on though, but that was a fantastic tackle from Laura Thomas. It looked as if Reid was for all money in at the corner and potentially wrapping this game up. But Thomas in the scrum cap never gave up. Perfect technique round the ankles and forced the turnover. Unfortunately for the Midlands though, they knocked it on straight after, and Scotland still have this possession deep, deep in Midlands territory. Watson gets it out, not brilliantly, but it's a lovely step inside and out. Can she get there? But again, the ball knocked on at the moment. Lisa Thompson it was there. She's looked really good in the last few minutes, a couple of penetrating runs. If Scotland don't win this game, they'll look back at a couple of these moments when they've been right in by the try line and haven't taken their chances. We see a replacement for the Midlands. Chloe Andrews has come on to replace Laura Thomas. Player it was who just made that superb try-saving tackle. Scotland 7, Midlands 5, with just over a minute to play here. Midlands this time, though, importantly, have the put-in on their own line. Can they retain possession and do something with it? It's gone backwards, it's kicked clear, and it's not gathered, knocked on, I think, off the head there of Kirsty Reid, and it means the Midlands still have possession. They've got 90 metres to go to clinch this game. They get it out to the far side. Lovely step, but a great tackle. Lassoing around the legs to make sure she couldn't break clear. And the Midlands, though, with a break in midfield, hitch kick there. And potentially this could be the match-winning try. And it's going to be. Sophie Hancock is streaking clear for the Midlands. And if you look up match-winning in the dictionary, that is what you'll see. That was a superb bit of play from Sophie Hancock, the Midlands number 9. It looked as if the play had slowed down in the centre of the park. Hancock gave it the pace, a hitch kick, and then she went clear. And that is the match-winning score. Apologies again for the buzzer. I said at half-time that this would have a dramatic finish. Hancock looks as if she's got no energy left for the conversion, but it doesn't matter because her score has clinched a dramatic victory for the Midlands in today's final game. Scotland probably dominated 10 or 12 of the 14 minutes, but ultimately the Midlands had those game-winning moments. Sophie Hancock streaking clear with seconds to go and dotting down to mean the final score here is Midlands 10, Scotland 7. What a way to finish the first day. If that doesn't whet your appetite for the next 2 days, I don't know what will, because that was a fantastic showcase for Rugby Sevens. That's all for the first day. 4 fantastic games of Sevens we have seen. South East victorious over West Wales in the first game. North End streaked clear against Ireland in the seconds. We saw East Wales down the southwest a few moments ago, and then Midlands against Scotland. Well, potentially the game of the tournament so far, purely for its drama. Scotland looked fantastic, but it was the Midlands and Sophie Hancock who clinch victory in the final seconds. Midlands 10, Scotland 7 there to round off the first day of the Rugby Sevens here at the Sainsbury's 2015 School Games. But we're back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock for a jam-packed schedule, so please join us here. But for now, from the Armitage Centre in Manchester, it's goodbye.